Here we are, once again at City Hall for the Transportation Alternatives fake rally. Demands for billions of dollars in funding for freaking bike lanes and open streets for the psychotic streets master plan. Now let's see who's here. And there's Elizabeth. There's Elizabeth. Are we allowed at the steps? Oh wait, that's the one from Riders. What's Riders Alliance doing here? Hello Elizabeth, how's it going? Hi Elizabeth, how you doing? Yeah. Everybody's afraid of rain. Oh, for crying out loud. So there's that guy who does their videos. There's not that many people here. Oh, that's Alexis, their media person. I don't know who that is. And it's the same people. It's sparsely populated, right? But it's the same people over. It's the same people over and over again, over and over again. The same AstroTurf. Whoops. Let the lady through.
Welcome. So glad you're here.
It's interesting how Safe Streets is here, yet they don't support Priscilla's law. That's another thing. They don't support Priscilla's law. They rammed Sammy's law down everybody's throats, but they don't support Priscilla's law. I gotta ask Elizabeth a few questions, so let her coordinate this thing. Hey, there's Steve. There's Flack. What's up, Steve Flack? Hey, Flack. How's it going? How's it going, everybody? Let's get my list of questions. Don't worry, security. I'm cool. Yeah, before they do this, let's ask them questions. Hey, Elizabeth. How are we going to pay for the streets master plan?
That's what we're asking 4 years ago. We have the funding we need to have the streets plan.
Really? Because they're going to spend $158 million in Flatiron for just 6 blocks. So how are you going to fund the streets master plan? And does the streets master plan include fixing all the roads? Because the roads are, as you know, we had a rough winter. There's potholes everywhere, cracks in the roads. One street in my neighborhood literally has a little hole in it. And the street is named in honor of a kid who died at 12 years old. His name was Quadri Skipper. Big hole in the middle of the street. Is the streets master plan going to fix that?
Gotta be fixed.
It's going to fix all the streets.
Gotta do it.
Fix all the streets?
You're just here to fight with us?
I'm here to ask questions.
Okay.
Because I believe I believe the streets master plan is a bad idea.
I don't know where you get the facts.
Well, apparently you came here to fight.
Hey, can you do me a favor? I'm gonna take the plaque to sign, and I'm gonna shove my hand in it. And then I'm gonna be. That's it.
Wait, other way though?
Doesn't matter.
These holes?
No, I could do it myself if I had.
So you don't think bike lanes are more important than fixing the roads?
Yes.
Bike lanes are more important than fixing the roads people drive on every day?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh. What are you?
I'm talking to you and her.
Oh.
Since you both were
But everyone
responding
who's
to me.
riding a bike is one less car. Wouldn't that make you happy?
Why do you want less cars in the street? People need cars.
Some people need cars. People who need cars.
Actually, more people have cars. More people have cars than ride bikes. In fact, no.
But if less people ride cars, my kids don't drive cars. They could have, but since there's a decent bike infrastructure, they bike to work.
Actually, it's not really a bike infrastructure. It's an e-bike infrastructure.
Okay, I don't know why.
You know, 90%, the majority of two-wheel vehicles on the streets are e-bikes that go 25, 30 miles an hour.
Not my kids' bikes.
They run on batteries, but the majority of the two-wheel vehicles on the streets are e-bikes.
Okay.
And they go as fast as the cars. You think that's really safe? You think it's safe for pedestrians?
I think you're basing your question on stuff that isn't real.
No, it is very real because I'm a cyclist myself. In fact,
Oh, yeah.
I deliver food. I ride it. I ride.
Delivery people who are most likely to be violating the rules and being unsafe.
Oh, not city bike. City bike e-bikes.
They weigh a ton. They don't go that fast.
City bike e-bikes. Yes, they do.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, until they capped them, they were going 25, 30 miles an hour.
Where
People
can
were
I watch
driving
this
them.
video?
You can watch it anywhere you want when it's
okay.
done.
What kind of car do you drive?
What does it matter?
I don't know. Why does it matter why you're here?
Why can't I be here? I'm a citizen like you are.
That's why we're both
I'm a citizen
here.
like you are.
You're
I'm a
here
citizen that's very concerned about that money, that billions of dollars going to be wasted on
You're
on
here
a so-called master plan that's actually not going to help anybody except cyclists.
That would be that you would want to be at to support your position.
I have every right to be here to be against this
I'm not denying
position.
that at all. But you have a position. Is there an organization that you're part of
No.
that has events?
No, ask Elizabeth. I'm not part of any organization.
Okay.
I am a cyclist. I am a real cyclist.
A lot of people here are also cyclists.
Yeah. I cannot
No,
physically
actually,
ride a bike anymore, but I know how important they are for people to get around.
Yeah. Hey, Sean. Hey, you gonna invade any other hearings like you did the Jamaica neighborhood plan? How do you sleep at night, man? Interfering in that Jamaica neighborhood plan. How do you sleep at night? Eric McClure is here. Yeah, hey, Eric. Oh, God. You know, it's not raining anymore, y'all. You can actually, it's not raining anymore. It's gonna make me slip on the steps. They're not even gonna do this protest in the steps and shit. What do you think of, hey, y'all? What do you all think of Shaun Abreu participating in this rally with you when he's going to be chairing the committee hearing? You don't think it's a conflict of interest?
Well, that was fun.
Like a heavy conflict of interest?
How are you doing, sir?
I remember this one. She's an environmental lobbyist. Yeah, I know who this is. The Streets Master Plan. What a joke. I remember this guy.
Caitlin, why not discount Donnie?
Oh, who cares? I don't understand why Riders Alliance is here, but they are because, well, actually I do. They're all connected. It's incestuous. Where's Ben, Elizabeth? He's going to be here? Is Ben going to be here?
I don't think he's making it today.
Really? That's interesting. Thought for sure be here because he's executive director. But whatever. I know this woman. You think it's ethical for Shaun Abreu to participate in this rally because he's gonna chair the committee? It really makes no sense. It really makes no sense for him to be here with you guys when he's been hearing your testimony.
The council passed the bill for the streets plan.
I know. Yeah, I know that. It's a bad.
It's their investment.
Well, the thing is, he's the speaker. He's still the chair of the committee. It's kind of like unethical for him to participate in this. I mean, did Sylvina Brooks Powers, did she ever attend these rallies when she was committee chair?
She attended rallies with us a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, but when she was doing a committee, like when she was chairing a committee for your interests, because that would be unethical. That'd be heavily unethical. But I'm not surprised because this is what 8 years of De Blasio and 4 years of Adams' corruption has brought. And here are their recruits. There's some more recruits. Jackson Chabot's here. Is that Jack? Yeah. He's got some facial hair now. Come on, Jackson. Come on up. Come on up, lobbyists. Y'all squeezing over here. It's not raining anymore. Something tells me they're afraid to stand outside in the plaza because I'm interviewing them. Hello again. Yeah, I remember you. Don't worry, I'm cool. I'm cool. No interruptions. No nonsense. I don't do that anyway. Yeah, you know, that's the thing. Why they all squeezing in there? It's not raining anymore. There's a capacity issue here. A standing capacity issue. This isn't safe. For people who are for safe streets, they're against they're making it unsafe to stand in the freaking stand under the freaking canopy here, the awning. It's kind of hard to interview everybody here, so we have. You're all late. Yeah, that's Jackson Chabot. He seems scared to come over here. I wonder why. There's one press guy, that's it. NYCLB. You're the e-bike girl. They're going to do this here. They're going to do this on the ledge. Oh, there's Shaun. Council member. Council member, why are you doing this when you're chairing the committee and you're going to hear their testimonies? Why are you doing this? You're not an activist. You're an elected official. You're the one. You're making laws. Why are you participating in this?
All the time.
But not the committee chair. Not the one who's going to chair the committee for your freaking interests. You don't think it's a conflict of interest, man? I mean, I can understand Linky Wrestler, but the committee chair? You don't think that's unethical? You know, this is just continuing Eric Adams' corruption. You know that, right? This is not safe. I'm going to fall down the stairs. This isn't the first time you put people's health at risk of injury. Remember church you guys held that rally at, that forum at? You held a forum at a church where that wasn't handicap accessible. Oh, it's this dork. Huh? I know who's there. Hey, Kathy, what's up? Look at Jackson all the way down there. Why is Jackson so shy? Hey, Jackie. Hey, Jackson. Come up, lobbyist. Come up, lobbyist.
Happy to lobbyist.
All right. I know you got a grudge. I know you got a grudge against them.
Sure.
And here are all the AstroTurf signs. This is what Lyft and Uber pay for. And this is what they meant. This is actually also what they make the street statement for, Lyft and Uber. Those are the only cars they like. Those are the only cars they allow. They want to allow in the streets. Oh, Kathy Park Price is wearing Spicoli sneakers. Oh, I can't film this. This is hard to film. Hey, ABC is here. ABC is actually taking this nonsense seriously. They all are. This is very dangerous. Hey, Ryder. Hey, Abundance. There's Mr. Abundance. Hey, Abundance. You should go to Jamaica, Queens and see what Abundance housing really looks like, man. Look at this. Yo, this is not good. It's not raining anymore. This is bad. This is bad. This is very bad. It's not. I know it's not raining.
What do we want?
Excuse me.
When do we want them?
Excuse me.
Now. What do we want? When do we want them? Now. What do we want? Please. When do we want them? Now.
Jesus Christ. Those two bastards.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here with us.
Hey, Sarah.
I'm Elizabeth Adams with Transportation Alternatives, and at TA we believe the greatest city in the world deserves the greatest streets in the world, which is why today we are here saying it is time to bring the streets plan back to life. It is time to match vision with action. The New York City Streets Plan is not an aspiration, it is the law. It was enacted to transform New York City streets, to make them safer, more equitable, and more accessible for everyone who walks, bikes, takes public transit, uses an assistive device, delivers food, or simply crosses the street. The streets plan set clear, measurable goals for protected bike lanes, bus lanes, safer intersections, more pedestrian and green space. It created accountability where for too long there had only been promises. And yet it was stalled and stifled under the last mayor, who took it as a mere suggestion rather than a legal mandate. Sometimes, even when we pass big things, they get killed in implementation. And that's why we are behind where we need to be for our city. We're behind on building a truly connected bike network and greenways. We're behind on dedicated busways and priority bus lanes. We're behind on intersection redesigns like daylighting and critical street safety measures on our streets. But that is why we're here today, because the stakes are too high. New Yorkers continue to face the devastating reality of traffic violence, buses crawl through congestion with the slowest bus speeds in the country, and delivery workers navigate dangerous corridors without the safe streets protection that they deserve. And so we will fight every single day until that changes. Today we're calling for two main things. One, to catch up and make sure DOT has the funding and the resources they need to get bike, bus, and pedestrian safety projects in the ground now. And two, to go further. If we want to make New York City streets the envy of the world, like our mayor has called for, the next phase of the streets plan is going to have to go bigger and bolder. That means an overhaul for faster buses, no more gaps in the bike lane. Sammy's Law 20-mile-per-hour zones across our city, more pedestrian parks and plazas in every single neighborhood, and measurable fundamental shift away from the car dependency that has been the default for how we get around our city for far too long. We also need more measurable outcomes. The next streets plan must not just count miles, it must count lives saved. It must track bus speeds. It must measure how many new riders are choosing bikes and transit over congested car traffic, and how many people are out enjoying public plazas across our city every single day. And it must go further to prioritize neighborhoods who have been underinvested and overburdened for far too long. New Yorkers deserve streets that work for them, not streets that work against them. And the streets plan gave us the tool, now we need to do the work. So today we say fund the streets plan, build it, staff it, catch up on the commitments already made, and then go further. Because incremental change is not enough when New Yorkers' lives are on the line. Thank you all for being here today. We've got some incredible speakers across the city working on public space, streets, transit, public health. We got it all today. So I'm going to start with, I'm excited to introduce, we have a student speaker, a member of Transportation Alternatives Youth Committee, Seth Hughes, who is on his way to school and was like, I have to stop here first.
Good morning, I'm Seth. I'm a New York City college student, part of the Transportation Alternatives Youth Committee. Mayor Mondani and DOT Commissioner Langford have said they want to make New York City streets the envy of the world. The streets plan provides an amazing opportunity to do exactly that. Unfortunately, under the Adams administration, the city fell well short of the requirements laid out by the streets plan. They built less than 100 miles of protected bike lanes out of the required 250, and 130 miles of bus lanes out of the required. Eric Adams stalled and watered down key projects like the Tremont and Fordham Avenue bus system. Additionally, safe infrastructure is not distributed equally across the city. As an Upper East Side resident, the new 15-mile-per-hour protected bike lane on 3rd Avenue has been a game changer for my safety. But 46% of Bronx residents, 64% of Brooklyn residents, 71% of Queens residents, and 91% of Staten Island residents live more than a quarter mile from protected bike infrastructure. The city must first implement a citywide protected bike network that isn't just concentrated in Manhattan and downtown. The new administration must catch up with all the requirements the previous mayor missed while while also setting ambitious new targets for the next 5-year streets plan. To truly make our streets livable, the DOT must implement Sammy's Law 20-mile-per-hour zones within a half mile of every school to ensure they must re-implement and expand requirements for new pedestrian crosses, committing to build one in every community or district across the city. They must also focus on connecting our network of protected bike lanes to make it easier for everyone to get around safely. Finally, they must not ignore the mandates of the streets plan like the previous administration did, and they must commit to making our streets safer and more livable for everyone.
They're not mandates.
We're honored to be joined this morning by the Council Majority Leader and Transportation Committee Chair, Shaun Abreu. Thank you so much.
Whatever Seth said, I'm done, everybody. Well, thank you all for being here today. When I look at this crowd, I see New Yorkers standing up for safer streets, for safer commutes, for every person who just wants to get home safely, and everyone we love who didn't make it home. We cannot accept death and life-changing injuries happening in our streets because of political choices. We have to demand streets built for the people. Mayor Eric Adams failed all New Yorkers by falling short of the legal mandate set forth in the streets plan.
Somebody's gonna
He
fall.
came nowhere close, and he was not held accountable for it. That time is done. Today we will hold New York City to its promise for safe streets for all New Yorkers. Are we going to accept failure? No. Are we going to accept danger? No. Street redesign save lives. Protected bike lanes save lives. Daylighting saves lives. Sammy's Law saves lives. We know these improvements saves the lives of all road users, pedestrians, cyclists, and yes, even drivers. I want to know why we are using Sammy's Law to slow down cyclists in the park instead of to protect kids near school. Are we going to accept that? No! We're going to call on Mayor Mamdani to fix what the last guy got wrong. We want this new administration to commit from day one to full implementation of bike lanes, of bus lanes and pedestrian safety plans. And we're going to make sure that they have the resources to catch up on lost time. Like Seth said, we need to make up for lost time while still remaining committed to the ambitious goals for the next 5-year plan. The streets plan's legal mandates are just that, legal mandates. This committee will use every tool available to make sure that the city delivers. I want to thank everyone for showing up. I want to thank all the advocates for showing up, including our students. Thank you all.
Thank you. So we wouldn't be here today without our tireless fighters, advocates, champions for our New York City buses. So I'm honored to introduce Jolise from Riders Alliance.
Thanks everyone. My name is Jolise Grace. I am an organizer at Riders Alliance. We're a grassroots organization that works to make New York City public transit better in the city. And for the past 6 years, I've been organizing for better buses. And 4 years ago, the streets plan went into place, which is a law, like has been mentioned before here. And 4 years ago, I stood right over there to ensure, with many of the advocates today, to ensure that we had the proper funding for the streets law. But still, even so, Mayor Adams did not implement nearly enough or even good enough bus infrastructure like he was legally mandated to do. And I also want to start by talking about how public transportation is a social justice issue. About 75% of bus riders are people of color, 50% are immigrants and essential workers. We have queer people on our buses, we have our elders on our buses, and it's unacceptable that these groups of people continue to be put last on our city streets. At the end of the day, streets are paid for by the taxpayer and it's a public space. and it needs to be looked at as a space that needs to be equitable for everyone that's using it, including bus riders, bike riders, pedestrians, and the like. So we are here to call on Mayor Mamdani to speed up buses citywide by 20% and to use the streets plan as a way to do so. Thank you all so much.
Thank you, Jolie. Next, we have Sarah Lind of Open Plans. Open Plans fights for public space, open streets, all the great pedestrian space on our streetscape that we have.
Hi everyone, I'm Sarah Lind, co-executive director at Open Plans. We fight for a livable city, a people-centric city, one that doesn't center cars, but centers the humans who use our city. And as has been mentioned, this is a look back at the last 5 years of the streets plan, which has been, by all measures, a failure. But we're also here to look forward at what we want out of the next 5 years of our streets plan. Mayor Mamdani wants this city to be the envy of the world, as it should, and to do that we are going to have to be bold. So in addition to all of the amazing ideas we've already talked about today, we want Mamdani to stick to his commitment to universal school streets. Let's get a school street in front of every school so kids can get to school and home safely and have a place to play during the day. We want New York City to embrace low-traffic neighborhoods. Cities around the world use these to make our neighborhood streets more people-centered. You can still drive everywhere you need to go, you just can't cut through, and it makes the neighborhood safer for people. And all of the things that we're talking about here today that we want from this streets plan, more bike lanes, faster buses, more pedestrian space, we have to be real that we are never going to do that unless we reduce the amount of driving on our streets. We don't have to eliminate it. Some people have to drive, but we have to reduce the number of trips and get people onto other modes. And so we're calling on the city to do what so many other cities around the world and states in this country have already done, and set an explicit goal to reduce the number of vehicle miles traveled on our streets. And we're only going to meet these street goals, also we're only going to meet our climate goals. You've heard Kathy Ogle talking about how hard it's going to be for us to meet our climate goals. Well, here's an idea. Also set some goals to reduce vehicle miles traveled. You won't have to jack up our electricity rates to meet our climate goals. So we can solve a lot of problems, and calling on the city to meet these goals and to meet all of the legally mandated benchmarks in the streets. Thank you.
Okay, next, I'm excited to call up Kathy Price, New Yorkers for Parks. Has requirements for green space, pedestrian space, park space.
I'm Kathy Price from New Yorkers for Parks, where we fight for vibrant, high-quality parks and open space for every New Yorker. The New York City Streets Plan is not just a transportation plan, it is one of New York City's most important open space plans. Our streets make up the vast majority of public space in the city. When we redesign our streets for people instead of cars, we expand open space, access to parks, and open space in every neighborhood. The streets plan recognizes that plazas, greenways, safer bike connections, and greener corridors are essential public space infrastructure. New plazas expand space for neighbors to gather and play. Protected bike lanes safely connect families to parks. Recreation centers and our waterfronts. Street trees and green infrastructure help cool neighborhoods and manage stormwater. Streets extend the reach of our parks beyond their boundaries. They help close open space inequities by bringing safer, greener, people-centered space directly onto the blocks where New Yorkers live their daily lives. For parks and public realm advocates, implementing the streets plan means healthier communities, stronger climate resilience, and more vibrant public life citywide. A city that prioritizes people in its streets is a city that prioritizes people everywhere. Now we need continued commitment to fully deliver the New York City Streets Plan in every borough. Thank you.
All right, next I'm excited to call up some of our activist leaders. local street design projects in every neighborhood. So first, Chris Sanders.
Woo! Chris.
Hayden and George.
Oh, this guy's new.
All right, when I say streets, you say plan. Streets.
Plans!
Streets.
Plans!
When I say connect, you say bike lanes. Connect.
Bike lanes!
Connect.
Bike lanes!
All right, so my name is Chris Sanders, and I'm the chair of the TA Manhattan Activist Committee, and I have fought for better bike infrastructure for several years now, and let me tell you, this fight has not been easy. I've lived in Harlem for 12 years, and Harlem is a neighborhood with far too little bike infrastructure compared to the rest of Manhattan. I experienced getting run down by cars, swerving to avoid getting doored. I saw and felt the differences when I would go downtown to work. You had more protected bike lanes, more pedestrian spaces, and look, I still choose to bike then and now because the bottom line is it's faster and more direct for me to get to work and really anywhere. And so, look, global cities, the best cities in the world prioritize cycling because cities that are good for biking are also good for public health and the environment. Let's make that happen here. Let's use the second streets plan to get us there. A new streets plan gives me hope that a bike network for everyone, that a bike network can work for everyone. Biking makes us healthier, makes our communities stronger. It's imperative that bike infrastructure feels safe, well integrated, and well connected to the whole city. The current bike lanes in New York are not a network. It's just
this is a streets plan
if
do-over.
any of our bike lanes connect to each other at all. And this matters for everyone, even those who don't bike. A real bike network makes cycling intuitive for everyone, pedestrians, transit users, and drivers. DOT needs to focus on a connected and protected network of bike lanes so that no bike lane ever ends without connecting to another. The original streets plan, local law required a bike network connectivity index to be reported and tracked. But that requirement still won't come into effect for several years. Require DOT to comply now.
Thank you. Yeah, Hayden.
All right. It is so good to see all these committed and passionate people out here
They
for
have their own
safe
version of
streets
Gavin
in
Newsom.
the cold and the rain. Give yourself a cheer for just being out here. All right. My name is Hayden Brockett. I'm a member of Manhattan Community Board 7. I am also a founding member of the New York Clean Air Collective, where we advocate for the thousands of New Yorkers who help stop air pollution on our city. Is the silent, slow killer of 3,200 New Yorkers every year. And together, we can stop the air pollution from idling trucks and buses and from dust that pollutes our city. Also, I am a father of 2 teenage sons, and I am out on the streets every day. They are out on the streets walking, riding, and I fear, like every New York City parent, about the deadly threat, the immediate threat posed by trucks and buses and cars that go too fast. So I've been asked to talk today about Sammy's Law. We've heard a little bit about it, and the fact that we need to, in our number 1 priority today is to ask Mayor Mamdani's administration to finally and fully implement Sammy's Law. That means putting Sammy's Law 20-mile-per-hour limits with real, hardened infrastructure in every New York City school zone, right? That means lowering speed limits to 20 miles per hour on every eligible street in the city. That means posting these signs that show drivers that they need to follow the law, and that means that the mayor must direct the NYPD to enforce all the laws against speeding, as Councilmember and Chair Abreu said, not just against bikes, but against trucks, buses, and cars throughout this city. Let's talk a little bit about Sammy's Law. As most of you know, in May 2024, the State Assembly finally passed with Assemblymember Mamdani's vote, and the governor finally signed Sammy's Law into law. It took more than a decade
after the tragic death of 12-year-old Sammy Epstein, who was struck and killed by a speeding vehicle on a Brooklyn street. Sammy's Law finally has permitted the city to implement its own speed law of 20 miles per hour. And for the first time in 2025, we saw the lowest number of traffic fatalities in recorded history in New York City. 1 year after passage of Sammy's Law. However, Sammy's Law has not been fully implemented. We still must remember the hundreds of New Yorkers who have died since Sammy's Law was signed into law. Those include in my neighborhood and Chairman Abreu's district. We mourn 13-year-old Niall McCrory, who in October 2024 was hit by a car in a crosswalk at the intersection of West 110th Street and Manhattan Avenue. We mourn the death of Miriam. We mourn the death of my neighbor Miriam, who was killed in a crosswalk by a turning ambulance at 96th in Amsterdam, in Councilmember Gail Brewer's district. And sadly, even though 2025 was the best year on record for overall traffic fatalities, traffic violence still killed 111 more pedestrians just last year. Each one of those deaths was a tragedy. More importantly, each one of those deaths was preventable. We have more work to do. And we are calling today on Mayor Mamdani, on DOT, on the City Council to, in closing, say right now, fully implement Sammy's Law across all 5 boroughs. Install protected, hardened infrastructure in all school zones. Finally, live up to your commitments. Make the streets plan a reality. Thank you.
And George, also from TA Texas.
My name is George Corral. I'm 22 years old. I've lived in New York City my whole life. I've never driven a car, and I don't plan to anytime soon. 5 years ago, the streets plan set out to do something remarkable, to shift our city away from cars and towards a sustainable, people-centered transportation system. Under Corey Johnson, the City Council built a plan that could have reimagined our streets from the ground up. But just 30 days after it was ratified, Eric Adams took office, and that vision was supported. That plan could have been revolutionary, was left sitting on a shelf and told dismissed as too ambitious to achieve. This year, we have a golden opportunity to revolutionize our streets. Like Mayor Mamdani, I want to transform our streets into the envy of the world. This new streets plan should map out how we get there, illustrating a future where streets serve people first, not cars. Since graduating from college 1 year ago, I've become obsessed with New York City buses. More specifically, how to make them faster. I found that despite having the largest bus network in the country, we have the slowest buses. But it doesn't have to be this way. The bus improvement framework already exists. If you build bus networks with dedicated right-of-way, all-door boarding, and permanent bus infrastructure, results will follow. Cities around the country and the world have invested resources into these rules to boost bus speeds by at least 25%. We know it works here too. When we removed cars from 14th Street and created a busway with automatic enforcement, we achieved those same sorts of speed increases. And that wasn't even enough. There still isn't level boarding on 14th Street, and there's more time savings to be achieved on 14th Street. We know it works. The DOT has not had the resources or the will to replicate these projects across the city. Now, it's time to raise our expectations by imagining a better streets plan. Let us stop measuring progress in miles of red paint that don't make our trips faster, and start measuring it in minutes saved and riders served. That means investing in proven solutions to make our streets work for the people they serve, starting with committing to building 2 bronze-rated bus rapid transit corridors in the next 5 years, implementing all-door boarding to cut dwell times in half, building more accessible stations with level platforms and real-time displays, so all New Yorkers can ride safely and with dignity.
Yeah.
I'm excited to be here today, surrounded by people who care as deeply as I do about making the city better than we found it. This moment only becomes something real if the mayor and the city council gives the DOT the tools, the funding, and the political backing to make these commitments stick. Without that support, even the most transformative vision fails. As Jan Gell said, first we pave the cities, then they pave us. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we got a few more speakers. I want to take a chant break. What do we want? Streets plan?
Very nervous.
Okay, what do we want? State streets. When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Streets plan.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Save streets.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Streets plan.
When do we want it?
Now.
Woo!
Streets plan is already there.
These are good. Okay.
Streets plan is mandated,
Next
but
we
you
call
want it now.
Alia Subaru from Legal Conservation Voters.
Oh, God. This
Good morning, everyone.
is a
I'm
stunning
Alia Subaru. I'm the
hypocrite.
Deputy Director for New York City Policy at the New York League of Conservation Voters. Like so many advocates here today, we urge the city to get back on track implementing the existing New York City streets plan. Doing this also
Those
goes hand in
e-bikes.
hand with combating the climate crisis. NYLCB believes that all New Yorkers should have access to affordable, clean, and sustainable modes of transportation, not only to help people get to where they need to be efficiently, but to improve our city's air quality, lower air pollution, and also lower our greenhouse gas emissions. Going forward, we hope the Mamdani administration fully funds and staffs DOTs to achieve the existing milestones and also continue to restart long-delayed transit projects. And that also includes emphasizing bus routes as well. We also hope the administration works toward publishing a revamped version of the new streets plan at the end of this year. So,
It's a streets
including
plan
as the
do-over.
federal government continues to gut any environmental and climate regulation and policies, local leadership is more important than ever. So, implementing the New York City Streets Plan, getting out a new revamped streets plan is so vital this year, and so we're standing with all advocates here today to call for the administration to do so. Thank you.
All right. And next we have Eric McClure of Streets PAC, who makes sure that we have the
sugar
elected
daddy.
officials we need.
The guy who funds all the elected officials. This is the sugar daddy right here.
Good morning, my name
He
is
bought
Eric.
everybody.
I'm the
He bought all
executive director of
everybody
Streets
here.
PAC. We're a political action committee and advocacy organization that, as Elizabeth said, helps elect people like Majority Leader Abreu and Mayor Mamdani.
And you bought him, that's why.
To make our streets safer and our public transit more effective.
$5 grand.
It's I believe it was a day similar to this one about a little less than 6.5 years ago. It was rainy and we were actually inside when the day that the streets plan legislation was passed by the council and then later implemented by Mayor de Blasio. So in keeping with the similar weather, we're here today to call for a reset. And
This is good bike riding weather.
To make up for lost time that was squandered by the Adams administration. Move forward with a bigger, bolder streets plan that incorporates things in addition to bike lane and bus lane mile mandates, but also things like bike parking and Sammy's Law, low speed limits, and a number of other items. So we're here
That's
to
lost
urge
a
the
little piece, though,
administration, the
Steve,
council,
yeah.
the speaker, all to
Work
work
just
together
fine.
to implement
They're
a bigger, bolder
responsible
streets
for
plan
all the
for the next
violence.
5 years and catch up on what we've
All the
missed
delivery
on the
workers, they
Adams
break all the
administration.
laws. They want the streets plan for them.
Thank you.
For their reckless
And next we
riding.
have Colin Betta of RPA.
See, the streets master plan benefits the delivery workers who want speed and right on the way.
Around for over 100 years, working to improve the quality of life and prosperity for everyone that calls the region home. We're here today because New
guy's
Yorkers
new, too.
deserve accountability on the streets
A
we
new
share.
lobbyist.
Our city's streets and sidewalks are our largest public asset and central to achieving our goals around safety, climate, equity, and economic vitality. The streets plan was a visionary blueprint when passed. Now, with new leadership taking charge, we must implement the plan with urgency and expand it with ambition.
But the plan is mandated.
In the 4th Regional Plan, RPA called for re-envisioning the right-of-way and for moving beyond the outdated idea that streets are primarily for storing and moving private vehicles.
Yes.
Repurposing street space is how we support
Stations.
high-capacity bus lanes, protected bike networks, expanded pedestrian areas, and better curb management, which together can support more sustainable housing development and address our affordability crisis.
That has nothing to do with
This
that.
requires intentional and sustained work to not only meet the plan's targets, but to go beyond that. We are also grateful today to Council Speaker Julie Menin and Council Member Ressler for highlighting the challenges facing our outdoor dining program. At the height of the temporary program, RBA co-led the Alfresco NYC Coalition, providing insights and advocacy to shape a vibrant permanent transportation. The program quickly proved its value in supporting small businesses, thousands of jobs, activating streetscapes, and creating informal pedestrian infrastructure almost overnight. But the transition to seasonality has been the program's greatest setback. From a peak of over 12,000 establishments across all 5 boroughs, participation in the program has plummeted by an estimated 75 to 90%. The legislation before the council today restored year-round dining, reducing costs, and providing businesses the certainty they need to invest while maintaining clear standards for accessibility and safety. These priorities, fully funding and expanding the streets plan, and strengthening our outdoor dining program are connected by a fundamental question that we work on every day. How do we use our limited public right-of-way to deliver the greatest public benefit to all New Yorkers? By implementing the streets plan fully with clear metrics, sustained funding, and equity at the center, every New Yorker, whether they walk, bike, ride the bus, or run a small business, can benefit from the streets that are safe, accessible, and vibrant by design.
Okay. One important part when we talk about bike lanes and bike safety is our greenways, which are beautiful ways that New Yorkers can get around. We're really honored to have Chelsea of the New York City Greenways Coalition talking about what we could have.
Good morning, all. We're going to make this short because I know we've been out here a long time. But the New York City Greenway Coalition represents a lot of the folks here in this room, because a lot of us who are advocating for safe on-street bicycle networks are also advocating for safe off-street greenway networks, because of this, those are the safest spaces for our families and our children to commute, to get around. I came down today from the Bronx, and the safest route for me on the Bronx is to go down the Hudson River Greenway. It might be miles out of my way many times, but if I'm coming down to the city, I'm going to use that greenway because there's the least interaction with cars and with traffic, and it's the safest way to travel. My daughter used that same path to travel from the Bronx down to Manhattan, from elementary school and to middle school on her bike or on her rollerblades, you know, in many ways to get to school. And these are what greenways are. They create safe spaces for our families and our communities. When you look at communities like my own, the Bronx, we have some of the least healthy communities, and that's because there's very little access to safe roads, pathways, and greenways. The Bronx is 62 out of 62 counties in New York State in terms of health disparities, and that's because many communities across the Bronx do not have access to safe paths, bike paths, or greenways. So we're working to change that, and we believe that this city can make a moral decision and invest in safe greenways and bicycle paths and a safe street plan for all. Thank you so much.
This lobbyist is a joke. Trans actually made a lobbyist for freeways.
To ground us in why so much of the work that we do is so critical and why we fight every day. I'm honored to pull up Mary Beth Kelly of Families for a Safe Street. And if all of our Families for Safe Streets members want to stand together.
There's Safe Streets, they don't support Priscilla's law. Here we go.
This was my family. This was taken a few months before my husband was killed. At an intersection that shouldn't have occurred, on the Greenway, but a tow truck took a fast turn off the West Side Highway. This was 2006. My husband, a physician, Dr. Carl Henry Knott, died from his injuries 3 days later, leaving the rest of us with shrapnel in our bodies forever. I had to turn to transportation alternatives almost immediately. We were avid cyclists. My husband and I had cycled many countries throughout the world. And we would come home saying, oh gee, why can't we be like them, or why can't we be like them? And now I want everyone else to be saying, why can't we be like New York? That's right. And it's going to take the streets plan to make that happen. I've been doing this for 20 years now.
The streets
He died 5 days short of our 35th wedding anniversary. Okay? His patients bereaved him, which is a beloved physician. When the head of the internal medicine department of a major hospital makes you their doctor, you know you're doing something right. And most of what he did right was prevention. And that's what this is all about. We will never know the lives that we saved, unlike the ones that we have lost here. But they will be, and they will be able to go on to have productive lives and grow up and have families. And they won't be grieving and carrying something in themselves, whether it's a, an artificial leg, okay, or a broken heart for the rest of their lives. So let's get it done.
So because we won't need to get inside the hearing, we're going to close. Thank you all so much for being here. I want to call out a few more partner organizations. We have so many people here today. It's really incredible, the coalition, the amount of folks that have come together, organizations across the city that are calling for change. Most deliveries to Sunitos, student here.
They're responsible for making the streets more dangerous.
Permanent Citizens Commission for MTA, PCAC.
Fix the subway.
Who else is here?
Lobbyists, that's all it's here. We were lobbyists. Abundance.
And the borough president, Antonio Reynoso.
Of course Reynoso's here. He's the biggest cuck.
We're very proud to have Antonio represented here today as well.
He's the biggest cuck.
Anyone else? Great. And then all of us here, thank you
questions?
so much. We will see you inside testifying for the streets plan.
No questions from the press.
And the work needed to get it done. Thank you. See you inside.
No questions from the press. Why have a press conference?
Broadway.
No questions from the press? Not at all? No questions from the press. You're not gonna, Elizabeth, you're not gonna take questions from the media? You're not gonna take questions from the media, Elizabeth? Not gonna take questions?
So we ran out of time.
I think there's plenty of time. I mean, I don't think so. Plenty of time. They're all here. Could have took you it's like ABC, NY1. Ow. Jesus Christ, I had to put my brace on. For people who want safe streets, they made this pretty fucking unsafe by overcrowding the steps and the freaking the platform here. Yeah, safe streets. People for safe streets, but not for safe city hall platform and steps. Jesus Christ. Wow, this isn't really handicap accessible with this crowd here. Nope. I'm talking to everyone. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, this is what Lyft and Uber paid for. The only cars they like. Hey, here's Sarah. Sarah, how you doing? Sarah, you were on the Transportation Committee, weren't you? Transportation Climate, then you were on Transportation Climate, then Infrastructure Committee, right? Yeah. Well, so how come you guys didn't plant the city bike? For the winter. 28 inches of snow. How come you didn't see that coming?
Not psychic.
So how? Oh, okay, you're not psychic. So you have no idea how you're gonna play. So you have no idea how to play for the streets master plan either, right? Carry on, New York 1. Spectrum Espanol. Who else is here? Now everybody's going home. I thought they were going to testify. Oh wait, you know why? Because the actual hearing is March 9th. Kathy, 1 second. I'm not going to film you. I know you're for NY4 Parks. I know you were in Woodhaven, but you should check out the parks in that neighborhood because a lot of them have sewage issues. A lot of them have drainage issues.
I think City Hall. She will decide. Yeah, and also.
Hey, Deliveristas, how you get the schedules on DoorDash?
Yeah, what's up, Lynn?
How you get the schedules on DoorDash? Yeah, you don't want to answer that question, right? How do you get the schedules, man? How do you do it? How do you get the schedules on DoorDash? They cheat to get the schedules, don't they? They cheat, right? They steal them and they buy them. Is that true? Does that include those Deliveristas? Those guys?
Who are you?
Have you been to Jamaica, Queens lately, Sean? Have you seen that area? Did you see the new buildings? They have 2-floor garages, Sean. 2-floor garages.
Right there.
The hearing's next week, right? March 9th?
The hearing's today.
Oh, it is today? Where's everybody going? Oh, it's in there. That's why. It's across the street. Okay, that's why. So the hearing is in that building there because, you know why? Because these are the only people that showed up. They're going to show up. So the whole fucking hearing is fucking rigged. The whole hearing's rigged because it's going to be nothing but these people. It's going to be nothing but lobbyists.
He's not engaged anybody in good faith.
What's that?
He said he's not engaged anybody in good faith.
Who?
Josh.
Josh? Oh, the Deliverista guy? Fuck him. I asked him who's stealing the schedules and he put me to bird. Yeah, that's corrupt. So this is it's gonna be a little room. It's gonna be nothing but these guys. I'm gonna look at this. I'm gonna fucking give my testimony too. Oh, look at that big car. A nice car. Okay, stay tuned for part 2 because I'm gonna fucking watch this shit and I'm gonna try to testify.
Yeah, let's get this one.
I'm gonna testify. Whoa, man, this is a tripping hazard. You can get that guy. I'm not gonna be part of your content. But it's interesting how Elizabeth, how one of Transworld's top lobbyists are really talking to the Deliveristas guy for a long time. They're really chummy, those two.
Transformation.
These two are really chummy. Excuse me. Watch the umbrella. Watch the umbrella. Have a good day. Bye-bye. You almost got decapitated. Wow, you two are really chummy. Elizabeth, why are you so chummy with Los Deliveristas there?
He's there talking Jewish guy.
I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna go there. That's not cool. I just find it interesting that they're
Everybody needs a Brad Lander.
hold on.
Everybody needs a Brad Lander.
Elizabeth, is the Streets Master Plan gonna mostly benefit the e-bike drivers, delivery people?
Everybody needs a Brad Lander.
So the Streets Master Plan. Excuse me. Yes. Check it out. Is the Streets Master Plan going to benefit the e-bike drivers, the delivery people? Is that the plan so they can speed more?
I can't